Ooh, you got one?
Yeah.
Atta boy.
That's definitely a hybrid. Probably gonna need the net on this one.
I got you, man. I got you.
That's a good fish.
Maybe it's a striper.
There's a chance.
What a fish!
Dude, that thing is massive.
Boy,
there we go.
Let's go, dude. Atta boy.
Let's go.
Oh man.
Man, what a fish. Hi everybody. This morning we're out here at Canton Lake in western Oklahoma. I'm here with James Boone, and we're gonna show you everything that Canton has to offer.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The trifecta, baby.
Okay, I do have to ask, did you just unhitch your truck from the boat? Or like the trailer?
Yeah. It's called a boat to trailer.
That's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad to the bone, that product.
That's crazy. Man, this weather's perfect.
Perfect.
It honestly couldn't get much better.
25-degree, perfect day for fishing.
It's a little chilly for me.
Most
I'm
people, yeah.
a warm weather guy, but
I tell you what, if the fish are biting, you won't be cold.
yeah. I'm ready. Gotta stretch the hands out, you know.
I think it's gonna be a great day.
I agree.
Fishing the deepest part of the lake, typically, of
Right.
lakes, or the deepest third of the lakes, that's kind of where we're fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can see here on side scan, we're already seeing fish. And like, I mean, those are pretty good marks right there on side scan right there.
Right.
And so a lot of times they're hugging the bottom. A lot of people may miss that. Those are actually, that's a fish on bottom, and you can easily miss it. Those are fish right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go ahead and stop. That's enough to stop right there. If I'm seeing them on side scan, they're all around us. If they want to hit, we're gonna catch them. So we're already on them. So
you know, say this was your first time coming to this lake,
Mm-hmm.
right? How are you going to go about finding these fish? Are you just gonna, get the electronics out and try to troll around until,
we don't do much trolling. I grew up trolling, and
Right.
Trolling you can catch fish, but schooling fish, if you can, with modern technology like spot lock on a trolling motor,
Mm-hmm.
you can stay on fish. And the great thing about schooling fish, especially raising kids, is, man, I wanted to put my kids not just on 5 fish, but 100 fish.
Right.
But finding them is the technology like side scan. We probably use side scan more than anything to catch
Mm-hmm.
fish, and at least to locate them.
This spot that we're at right now, what was your first thoughts on like how you found this spot? We came straight to it. You've been here before, right? But how was like the first time that you found this?
It's a known area. I would say when you're fishing for schooling fish like white bass, hybrid bass, and striped bass, a lot of times they're not going to be in the same spot. I mean, they're hunters. They're roaming around in big schools, and so I'm really looking for flats. And so in the wintertime, when water temp is starting to drop, below 60 degrees is when we start dead stick fishing. And typically when it drops lower than 50 degrees, as a bait fish moves deep, the fish are going to move deep. And that's where you're typically going to look at the deeper third of lakes. And so this lake is very shallow. I mean, maybe 28 feet's the deepest.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, we're going to be fishing, 25 to 28 feet. They're probably not going to be in 15, 20 feet, and you can almost eliminate that completely. But this is a known area, and it's not a known spot. It's just a known area.
Okay, well, let's get after it.
And a thumper. So I'm gonna turn on the splasher back here.
Yeah.
It sounds like some weird stuff, like growing up, it was like, my dad's like, be quiet, boy, like you can't talk, you can't scare off the fish. And now it's like, and not only that, I've got a thumper that's in this box right here. And it's right here, and I can turn it on with this. And it's gonna make that thumping noise. And typically I only do this in deeper water, and in the wintertime use a thumper.
Yeah.
And it'll help keep them underneath the boat, which
That's
is crazy.
awesome.
It's
That is
crazy.
so crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna give you, you're gonna fish with a fluke and a blade bait dead sticking.
All right.
So typically we use the jig head and the fluke,
Yeah.
but with lakes that have a lot of white bass, this will smoke them, especially white bass. A lot of times in wintertime will hit the tail and you'll get a lot of bites.
Right.
But this, I mean, there's no hitting the tail of 2 treble hooks. So
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go ahead and show the camera. If I can get this bait out. So this here is going to be the first bait we're using today. Coming out of this bait, we're going to sink it all the way to the bottom. Probably bring it 2-3 turns off the bottom.
Yeah, 2 cranks off the bottom.
And then just let that float along as we go and let the fish have it.
Let's see, I'm gonna get in here.
No, you're good.
Let me get my flukes out. You can never have enough baits, right? I mean, it's like.
I've watched you do this 100 times.
Yeah.
And I'm scared I'm gonna.
You're like you already know what to do then. So we're using 1.5 ounce head, and we're just gonna put a fluke. You can use really anything that looks kind of like a zoom fluke, and we use other ones like Z-Man 10X is another big one, and we're just gonna thread that on here. Well, it didn't look that pretty. Hold on, let me do it again.
No, it's hard with this cold, man. That definitely makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah, the cold makes everything more challenging. You got it just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, really.
Right.
It doesn't have to look pretty or perfect.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're gonna put this on bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Now the 1.5 ounce head is primarily because because we're moving.
Okay.
So I like to move about 0.4 miles an hour, and that's all really what you need. Some people go 0.7, 0.5, really. It depends on the fish. And with dead stick fishing, the more still you hold it, the better. So you don't even want to move it. You don't want to go up and down. Actually, you're going to catch a lot less fish if you go up and down. So I'll give you this right here.
So we're not jigging, we're just holding.
We're just holding, exactly.
Love it. Yeah, so what we're doing now is we're just gonna hold this here, right? This 1 ounce head, and we're gonna sink it all the way to the bottom. And you know when that bait hits the bottom. You'll see on your reel that the line quits moving, and that's kind of your indicator that you've hit. So from there, we're gonna bring it up off the bottom just a little bit, about 2 cranks, and then just wait for that fish to hit.
That's one thing I enjoy about fishing is that, man, it's open. Here it is, and oh, there it is, guys. There it is. There's some fish. Come on. You have the lake to yourself. You're not fighting, property rights and who owns this and permission. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
If you get up earlier than the next guy, then spot's yours. Yeah, my Uncle Tim I always say he's like the best hunter and fisherman in Oklahoma. He lives near Purcell, and he's like, my drug is a tug, and that's what I hope for my kids, that this is their getaway of life, is their release, is getting on the water or hunting, getting in the woods. All right, let's move them.
All right.
We'll find them. We'll get them. That's probably the biggest mistake that anglers will make fishing for this, these kind of fish, is they'll stay in one spot too long, because these fish, you don't really have to coax them to bite. They want to eat. And so if they're there and they're not hitting, you're either on the wrong species. It could be, maybe it's a school of drum or buffalo or, something. Or maybe, or maybe it's a school that just doesn't want to eat. If that's the case, you got to move anyways. So move a lot. There we go. Yes, sir.
Nice.
And I tell you what, no matter what, oh, it feels like a hybrid bass.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll get it. I don't care how old you are, you know, like that. You catch that fish. Oh, it's a nice one. It's a good one, man. Yeah. Whew.
Nice.
There we go, baby.
Nice. Great first fish in the boat.
Oh, it's tagged. What? No, that's just trash from my net.
That's awesome.
What a nice fish.
So can you kind of give us a quick explanation on how to tell the difference and how we know that that's a hybrid striped bass?
Yeah, sometimes it can be challenging, especially when they're smaller. But on the hybrid bass, you want to look for 3 distinct ones. You got them. All right.
Yeah.
You want to look for 3
white
distinct
bass.
lines on the tail right here. You know, the white bass is just going to have one. You got a good one?
Just a whitey, I bet.
Whitey? Here, I'll throw him back.
Oh no! Don't do that.
You're good. You're good, man.
There we go.
You got it?
Yeah. So now's a great time to show you a white bass. So you can tell the body size, a whole lot different. And then they're also gonna have, well, that might be a young hybrid.
No, it's a white bass, yeah. It's got,
Yeah. So he doesn't have any stripes on his lower half. And then
it's got that one stripe going to its tail.
Yeah.
So it's got that one distinct line going to its tail. The tough ones are the white perch. Like you catch at Sooner Lake or that come into Arkansas. Those are tough sometimes.
You got a pair of pliers?
Yeah,
by
yeah.
chance?
I'm sorry. Yeah, here. There we go. Yeah, these suckers are. These. That's a bad thing. That's why treble hooks for me is like.
Yeah, they're tough.
It's tough.
Perfect. Another nice fish to bring into the boat. You can do a nice little boat flip here. It's a good size white bass. Man, there's just no good way to grab these guys with the treble hooks.
Yeah.
Another nice size white bass here. Like you said, the stripes just aren't near as distinct as the hybrids. And you can also tell by the body shape and size, they're quite a bit smaller. That's a hybrid though.
Ooh, you got one?
Yeah.
That a boy.
That's definitely a hybrid. Probably gonna need the net on this one.
I got you, man. I got you.
It's a good fish.
Maybe it's a striper.
There's a chance.
What a fish!
Dude, that thing is massive.
Oh, that a boy!
There we go.
Let's go, dude. That a boy.
Let's go.
Oh man.
Man, what a fish! Wow.
Woo! Oh man. He's
And
so.
that is why you come winter dead sticking.
This is it right here.
Wow. What a fish. Look at the body difference. Body difference, stripes are a lot darker. Wow, what a day. Started out slow, but man, got on the school and just, that's awesome. What a great fish.
Oh, he's a good one.
Oh, not even.
Well, he's a good one though. He's a
25 and a quarter.
25 and a half. That's a nice fish. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, you can just give him a toss back. Man, I'm gonna have the dang itch now.
The
Are you looking at the just regular sonar?
Yep, the regular sonar. That's my bait just staying constant right there.
Oh yeah.
And so what you'll see is you'll see fish off the bottom go up towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'll know to change my baits. If I see quite a bit of fish going up and down that they don't hit, then I know, okay, we probably got to change colors. And I saw a few, so if I see one more, I'll probably switch to a different color fluke.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're just drifting right now at 4/10, and that's about the perfect wind right now. Perfect, about 8, see that fish right there on bottom right there? So
Yep.
if I don't get a hit right now, he comes up, see how he came up? He came up to look at it, and he went back down. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a catfish,
Okay.
right? But for the sake of it, I'm probably gonna switch my bait color. I always like to start the day with like all different kinds of colors, you know, just in case, you know, one's better than the other, because
Yeah.
you just never know.
Yeah, for sure.
So some of you might be watching this and be like, man, this guy, he didn't know what he's doing. He's rigging up this fluke backwards. This is something my Uncle Tim does, honestly. I think it's on accident, but he catches a lot of fish. And if you rig them backwards, they hang just a little bit different. And sometimes that's the difference between catching them and not. I think my Uncle Tim found that on accident, but he swears like he's just like, half the time he's already caught 5 fish before I caught one. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know yet. You know, I'm like, all right.
Just taking it a day at a time.
There's a fish. Come on, baby.
So I'm gonna be honest, this is something that I've never done. Fished with 2 rods at the same time.
Oh, yeah?
Like actively fished with both of them.
Yeah.
And it's taken a lot more skill than I thought it would.
Really?
Just trying to, you know, control the bait, keep the lines from getting tangled. So yeah, props to you for, I mean, I see you do this in all your videos, and
you know, a lot of times it's not so much to try to catch more fish. A lot of times just to see what they're biting on. Because when I'm fishing with my boys and my dad, a lot of times I'm fishing with one rod because we've got 5 different baits in the water.
yeah.
And so to find out which one they want to hit. And so, but I'll tell you the truth, the other day, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but I pulled a muscle in my elbow setting a hook. And so I'm like, I almost don't want to tell anybody, you know, because like now I'm setting the hook and I'm like, but inside I'm like, oh man, that hurts. But like, I'm kind of proud of it, you know, like it's like
awesome.
The only time I've been hurt, I think, for like a, you know, like an admirable reason, you know, setting the hook.
Yeah. That's, I mean, a good problem to have, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that day I think me and my dad caught like 100 crappie, and I think we caught that 75 white bass, and it was, yeah.
Well, guys, so we've kind of lost the bite on the hybrids and the white bass. James has a couple great crappie spots marked, so we're going to break out the live scope and some 13-foot crappie rods and see if we can get on some of those.
He's interested. There he is right there. Oh man. Hey, if one species isn't biting, I tell you what, look at this guy.
That's a great crappie.
He's a good one too.
You gonna keep all these?
No, unless you want to eat them.
I don't need them.
No.
That's awesome.
That's winter crappie. Tore up my old jig head here. Better put another one on. All right. Here you go. Put that on.
Yep. We've gone from catching hybrids and white bass now to crappie, all on the same day, same lake. It just, man, it doesn't get much better than that. So there's a nice, beautiful white crappie. We're gonna put him back, let him head on back down to the pile.
You know, it's just crazy because when I was coming up with the day, they were just biting like crazy. You know, when I talked to Jacob, but that's fishing. It's just, you know, it's a part of the game. But that's what makes it so exciting. You know, the challenge of every day is a new day. You know, you can't go out and hit 1,000. You know, go 4 for 4. You know, and so that's you know, makes a guy want to come back out here. And next time out, man, we might go, you know, catch 100 of them.
Just got done fishing, grabbed some lunch at an awesome little lakeside spot. So what are kind of some mistakes that people make when they're out trying to catch hybrids or sand bass like we did today?
I would say the top mistake that I see being made is they stay in the same spot for too long. You know, this isn't the kind of fish. It also makes them so much fun, the striper, high bass, and white bass. When you're on them, and if they don't bite immediately, just like that one time you threw it down, boom.
Right, like smacked him on the head.
You smacked him on the head, he eats it. If they don't, literally, if they don't want to eat, I mean, we give them 10 minutes, and then let's go move to another spot. And that's one mistake. The next mistake I see is they put it in the pole holder and they just leave it. And so, especially on deck today where the boats are bouncing, those fish don't want that lure because literally in the water it's going like this. And they don't want it like that. And so you're going to catch sometimes, I mean, I've been fishing with guys catching 20 holding a pole to their one that's just in a pole holder. Yeah. Those are the two biggest mistakes I see people make dead stick fishing.
Interesting. That's good to know. We kind of talk, you had a great day recently, which was actually on your YouTube. Talk about that. Like you caught, around 70 fish, you said. So what's a way that anglers can ethically go about something like that while also respecting the catch?
I think that's what makes, these species so amazing. Now, striped bass is a little bit different. Us personally, I throw back all the striped bass in this lake. There's not that many of them. Now, if you go to Texoma, it's going to be completely different. There's a bunch of them there. Now, the white bass, there's so many here, right? And so I think in Oklahoma doesn't have a limit on white bass.
Right.
And so for me, it's like, man, if you or your friends need some food, especially in today's times where, I mean, things are expensive. Like, bless them, fill your own freezer up. Right. Now, hybrid bass, it's kind of, I view it as, the state does an amazing job stocking our lakes, and this lake in particular, with hybrid bass. And it's either use it or lose it, because what do they have, like a 7-year lifespan? So it's like they're going to die. Yeah. So, now right now the population in this lake is not very high, so I'm throwing back most of the hybrid bass. But whenever the hybrid bass populations are pretty much, equalized, to me, it's use it. It's an amazing. You talk about a thick piece of meat. Yeah. I mean, you can literally feed. I mean, at least my little kids, on one big hybrid bass.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So what, we got on the fish today, didn't get quite the numbers we wanted. What is something, do you think, that we could have done differently maybe that might have helped us out a little bit?
Well, I think we found out that your pink head and your electric chicken color was the best color for today. Now, a lot of times, unless you catch a lot of fish, you won't see those kind of patterns. Right. Today was difficult because obviously the change in temperature and the change in the weather. A lot of times before a front and then a day or two after the front, the fishing's not as good. Usually you want to wait 2 or 3 days after a front, and then the fish will kind of get in their normal patterns. It's just one of those times that makes you want to come back fishing. The last time I was out, me and my dad, I mean, literally we caught, I think, 75 sand bass in 45 minutes. It was just like a time that I will always remember. And then today it wasn't as good, but that's what makes me keep coming back. And it'll probably make me keep coming back till I'm 85, or I can still jump in the back of a boat. But we did everything we could today. I think we did everything right, to catch fish. It just was one of those days. Yeah, for sure. The weather definitely plays just such a big impact in that, and unfortunately, nothing we can do about it. In the wind, I think the fish will bite. From my experience, if it's calm or it's windy, it just makes it more challenging. When the wind's blowing, 25, you can't go to as many spots. Right. And you can't really go hunt the fish sideways because you really need to stay into the wind to keep the waves from coming over the boat. Sure. And that's challenging. You just don't get to find as many spots. Yeah, definitely. So today we used some things that I'd personally never seen before, and by that I mean the thumper and the splasher. So can you kind of give us, explanations of those and why you favor them on days like today? Yeah, those two things were nothing that I came up myself, but they sound like hoaxes or kind of gimmicks, but they actually do work. Now the splasher we use year round, summer, winter, every time. We go out fishing for white bass, hybrid bass, and striped bass. Now the thumper is something we primarily only used during the winter seasons like we're in now, the dead stick season. So typically when the water temperature drops below 60 degrees, we turn on the thumper, and it does work. I mean, there's so many times that I'm out fishing, that maybe the thumper turned off and the fish are gone, and I don't realize the thumper because I hear it so much that I kind of ignore it, and it's off, and I'm like, where'd the fish go? It's like, oh, the thumper's off. And so it truly does work. Both those things do work. It's just another tool in your tool belt to catch more fish.
Yeah, for sure. One last thing that we talked quite a bit about today was the speed that we were going. Have you noticed like too fast or too slow? Like what's kind of your sweet spot when dead sticking?
You know, my sweet spot, and other guys would argue with me and say, man, there's just something else, but mine's about 0.4 miles an hour. But sometimes, you know, things change and they want it faster. And that's where I get caught up in, just because I've had success with going 0.3, 0.4, that I stay in that. You know, one thing we could have maybe changed today was trying 0.7, 0.8, you know, because some people say, man, they were buying at 0.7, 0.8 today, but they weren't buying at 0.3 or 0.4 because it's more of a reaction bite.
Right.
That's one thing I think looking back to today, maybe just drift a little bit faster.
Yeah, for sure. What is one thing about today that just stuck out to you? Like anything that stuck out to you or like was just your favorite part of the day?
Besides you out fishing me?
It happens. It happens.
You know, getting out here, this is why I love fishing, you know, meet new people and exposing more people to what Oklahoma has to offer. I mean, Oklahoma, you know, I'm a little biased being an Oklahoman, but it's one of the best places. It has some of the best outdoor opportunities that there is. For sure. You know, and what lakes have to offer, and lakes, man, they're public to all of us, you know, and we're so blessed to live in Oklahoma, and you know, I'm so blessed to have a lake like this in my back door.
Definitely. Guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and also head over and follow Boone Boys on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.